Hi guys. Uh, Hi guys. Welcome back to Female Cricket Live, and we are starting yet another exciting season of the Women's Premier League. The last season ended with Mumbai Indians being crowned the champions, और वो दिल्ली कैपिटल्स को हराया था उन्होंने फाइनल्स में और काफी इंटरेस्टिंग मैच रहा था जहां काफी अच्छा टोटल रखा था दिल्ली ने बोर्ड पर बट मुंबई इंडियंस एक चैंपियन साइड रही और वो स्कोर चेस डाउन कर लिया उन्होंने सो आज का मैच होगा मुंबई और दिल्ली के बीच में अ रीप्ले ऑफ द फाइनल फ्रॉम लास्ट ईयर और इस मुकाबले का वेन्यू होगा चिन्नस्वामी स्टेडियम और मैच शुरू होगा 7:30 बजे So, I would like to introduce my guests for this evening, Pratik Kulkarni and Julie.
Hi.
A very good evening, Yazad.
Hi Pratik, hi Julie.
Hello. Hello,
Are
Yazad.
you all excited to be here?
Super excited.
Yes, absolutely excited. This is just the second season, and we've got a lot in store. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, let's get down to the business end of things and let's start with our per se analysis of this match. So, in the previous season, Mumbai and Delhi faced off thrice, twice in the group stage and once in the final. So, Mumbai Indians won two out of those three encounters, one being in the group stage and once in the final. And Delhi won the reverse fixture. So, so what are your thoughts on today's match, Pratik?
Starting off, I think Mumbai Indians would be riding really high on their confidence. The very fact that they've emerged victorious in the previous edition. So that being said, on the mental aspect, they would be doing well. But again, Delhi Capitals has a good mix of the Indian talent up there. So you cannot write off any team. And the very fact that this is happening at the Chinnaswamy Stadium, a very small playing arena, only time will tell as to how the game would progress.
And what are your views, Julie?
Absolutely. I think I agree with Pratik that it is going to be an exciting contest between Mumbai Indians and Delhi Capitals. If we remember the final, it was, I would say, a close finish because Mumbai Indians went all the way up to the last over to chase down that total of 134 odd, which Delhi Capitals had put. So I'm sure that Delhi Capitals, under the able leadership of Meg Lanning, who herself is a champion captain for Australia, now a former captain, of course, we can say, because she has hung up her boots from international cricket, but still there's a lot of gas left in the tank of Meg Lanning. So under her leadership, I'm sure Delhi Capitals will be looking to seek the revenge against the Mumbai Indians and probably make it 2-2. And given the fact that the match is going to happen in Chinnaswamy Stadium, let us expect a lot of fireworks because both these sides, if you look at them, they are packed with batting powerhouses. So you have the likes of Shefali Verma, Meg Lanning for Delhi Capitals. Then you have somebody like a Haley Matthews, Nat Silverbrunt, Amelia Kerr, Harmanpreet Kaur in Mumbai Indians. So expect a lot of fours and sixes at Chinnaswamy today.
Yes, definitely it is going to be one of the most anticipated contests of the entire tournament. Be it if it may be just a group stage match for many, but it could potentially be another final heading later into the tournament. So now we would like to touch upon a few key players. Uh, who had a very good season last time around. So let's start with MI since they are the champions. Let's just take MI, let's give them the bias. Then we can go over to Delhi. So, according to us, the most important player in the Mumbai side is Haley Matthews. Haley Matthews may be running on a lean patch form wise, but she is a champion player. In the previous edition, she scored 271 runs and also ended up with the purple cap with 16 wickets. So one of the most exciting players of the tournament, I would say. But yes, so Pratik, Haley Matthews, what are your views?
Yeah, Azit. So, in the previous edition, I mean, she was out all guns blazing, and runs just kept coming very smoothly for them. And the very fact that she goes and plays on top of the order, she's someone who sets the tone really well for her team, making sure the batters who come by have the leverage to spend a little time in the middle and play a little around. So in that aspect, she's been extremely well. And also adding upon that, the new ball and in the Chinnaswamy, it's just a love affair between the batters and hitting the leather straight into the crowd. So yeah, I am looking forward to seeing Haley Matthews absolutely just go all guns blazing.
And even if she does not contribute with the bat or the ball, she's an absolute gun fielder in the, she'll save you runs irrespective of where she's standing. She'll pluck out those blinders of catches. And, these are the small things that matter in the end. A 4 run margin or a 5 run margin can actually cost you a match on a day.
I mean, yeah,
Julie, what are your views on Haley Matthews?
Absolutely. I think apart from her batting, as you have rightly spoken about her fielding as well, Yazad, I feel her bowling aspect, which I'm sure goes most of the times under noticed or underrated, if we can say Haley Matthews as a right arm off spinner. Because even in the last season of WPL, that was the inaugural season, how often do you see an opening batter winning a purple cap? I'm not sure whether that has happened in men's IPL, but in women's Premier League, we saw an opening batter winning the purple cap. So that is already quite astonishing for us. So her contribution with the ball, and of course, as she opens the batting, she can also open the bowling also for Mumbai Indians. So her role with both bat and ball will be key. But I'm sure that she'll be under immense pressure because as a player, you always have that baggage of pressure when you are coming from a fresh, good season of WPL. Again, in the second season, there will be expectations not only from the MI team management, but also from the umpteen number of fans that Haley Matthews, as soon as she walks out to the middle with the bat or with the ball, you want her to contribute.
Yes, of course. And Mumbai Indians has often been dubbed as the side of all rounders. If you see from number 1 to number 7, they're packed with all rounders. So the next player shouldn't be any surprise. It's yet another all rounder, Nat Brunt from England. So, in the previous edition, Nat Brunt was one of the most crucial players in the Mumbai Indians lineup, whether it be with the bat or the ball or helping Harman with the leadership. She scored 332 runs in a season where she also contributed with 10 wickets. She was not very far off from the orange cap. She was, I'm thinking, somewhere around 10 or 15 runs short of Meg Lanning. So, yeah, Julie, what would you like to say
Absolutely.
about Nat
Absolutely. I think 13 runs away. I think she was from McLanning. McLanning had 345 odd runs. And
Yeah.
Nat Brunt, NSB, I think she's popularly known as these days. So NSB was up there at 332, second highest run scorer in the tournament and highest run scorer for Mumbai Indians in WPL 2023. And her ability to contribute with both bat and ball will be incredibly important for Mumbai Indians. And also, I feel what you highlighted about her helping Harmanpreet Kaur also with a kind of leadership exercise probably that both of these players were doing in WPL 2023. I think that will also be important for MI. And also, I think the fact that England recently toured India and NSB, Nat Brunt, had a important role to play for England. I think so that will also be important for Mumbai Indians. But I feel on the other side, just to take this discussion slightly away, probably Mumbai Indians will not be playing at home this time. If we remember WPL 2023, it was played all out in Mumbai. Mumbai Indians will be going out. It will be held in Bengaluru. So again, alien conditions for them. So let us see how these players also adjust to the alien conditions and if they're able to perform as well as they were able to do last year.
Yes, as you rightly pointed out, no home support for Mumbai Indians this season. But I'm pretty sure wherever the Indian captain goes, some support will definitely follow. And Nat Brunt, yeah, she was also the the player of the match in the finals, if I'm not mistaken. So, Pratik, what are your views on Nat Brunt? What would you like
Yeah,
to add?
Azad. So, Nat Brunt, she just brings in too many aspects onto the table. as Julie mentioned, that she's been a good supporting factor up there on the top of the order, and the experience she gets, and also adding on to that, her experience in the Indian subcontinent will add to this. Even though Mumbai may not be playing at their home, the conditions out there in Wankhede and Chinnaswamy go hand in hand. So I think that would not be a limiting factor as such. And even on the bowling front, someone like Nat Skipper, who could come onto the pitch and get you through those tough overs with a few wickets. It's just that those lines that she keeps consistent with. It's tough to get away for the batters who come in newly. So yeah, she's the one that you have to keep an eye for today.
Yeah. So yeah, Nat Silverbrandt, arguably one of the most crucial players in the Mumbai lineup, and in a plethora of all rounders, let's add one more to this conversation, that is Amelia Kerr. New Zealand have been known for producing gun all rounders, be it in the men's game or the women's game. And Amelia Kerr is portrays New Zealand cricket more than anyone else could possibly. Good in the field, good with the bat, good with the ball. I mean, I don't think there is anything you can point out in her game is which she's not good at per se. So yeah, Amelia Kerr, 149 runs in the last edition and contributed with 15 wickets. One short of uh, Haley Matthews, who eventually went on to win the Purple Cap. Julie, what are your views on Amelia Kerr?
Absolutely excellent. I feel exciting talent from New Zealand, and Mumbai Indians is really blessed to have Amelia Kerr in their ranks. As you said, that there are plenty of all-rounders, and if you look at women's cricket in general, I feel that Mumbai Indians, they have adopted what Australian international women's cricket team they adopt. They tend to have many all-rounders in their ranks, and that is something what Mumbai Indians is also trying to do. I feel because if you look at the playing 11, so I'm looking at the WPL 2023 playing 11, the usual playing 11 of MI, and if you see apart from Yastika Bhatia, all the other 10 they can bowl. So that is the kind of flexibility every captain needs. So if any bowler has an off day, Harmanpreet Kaur can simply look at any other player apart from Bhatia and she can just throw the ball. So I feel Amelia Kerr is again one of those bowlers. Under pressure, she can bowl well. Leg spin, mind you, is a very difficult art, but the kind of skill that this young player has, it is wonderful to see. And her role with the bat again is important. I remember one of the important partnerships that she had with Harmanpreet Kaur in a crucial stage. I'm sure if that partnership would not have happened, MI would have gone to lose that match also. So we have seen that Amelia can play under pressure and she can deliver when her team wants it to do.
Yes, and unlike the men's team, the women's team had actually started off the tournament pretty well and then had faded off towards the back end of the tournament. So if you go to think about it, that if that partnership would not have happened, Mumbai may not have qualified for the tournament, and the final would have been a totally different story. So Pratik, what do you want to add about Amelia Kerr? I'm pretty sure Julie covered everything that there has to be about Amelia.
I mean, it's just how useful as a player she is in the team, and opposed to the other all rounders in this team, she comes with a differentiating factor about being a leg spinner. Sure that it is a difficult skill that you can master in such a short format of the game, but time and again she's gone for a few runs, but also come back with the wickets in time. So that would be really good to look forward to. And yeah, New Zealand has been producing such wonderful all-rounders, and she's just another one of them. And I'm hopeful to, look at all three aspects of a game in today's outing.
So enough about MI. Let's move on to the runners-up from last tournament, that is the Delhi Capitals. They had their fair share of amazing performances, amazing performers, standout performers. So next we'll be touching upon Delhi Capitals key players for this encounter. So of course, if not the Australian captain, who else? Meg Lanning. So yeah, let's cover Meg Lanning. She scored 345 runs last season, won the orange cap, not by much though. I have my bias for MI. So and she averaged 49.28 in the tournament. One of the most consistent batters for Delhi, a reliable force at the top of the order with Shafali Verma. So, yeah, Julie, thoughts
Of
on
course,
McLaren?
absolutely. I think Meg Lanning, she actually led by example, if you see, because if you
Yeah,
look at Meg Lanning when she plays for Australia, she doesn't open the batting, if I'm not wrong. She'll come in
yeah,
at one down or two down probably,
yes,
but leading Delhi Capitals, she chooses to open the batting with Shefali Verma. So if you look at that opening pair, it is I feel it is like a fire and ice. So we have the fire of Shefali and the ice cool head of Meg Lanning, who's the calming influence on Shefali Verma, and how exceptional Meg Lanning was not only with her batting but also with the way she managed her troops. Because if you see other captains, unfortunately Beth Mooney, she just lasted for just one game for UP Warriors as the captain and she was ruled out due to injury. But if you compare Elisa Healy and Meg Lanning and their captainship skills, you would have seen Meg Lanning was very successful in capitalizing or making the most of the domestic talent that Delhi Capitals team had. So I feel that apart from a batting, the captainship is what McLaren could get Delhi Capitals up to the finals, I feel.
yeah. And not only her batting, the way she guided a potentially young and lesser experienced Shafali Verma at the top of the order. It not only improved Delhi's performance, but it also affected the performance of Shafali on an individual level. So, Pratik, what would you like to say about Meg Lanning?
Yeah, so McLanning for me, is that player who comes as a blessing to the Women's Premier League. For batters like Shafali Verma to, share the grand stage with her and open the innings, it is something very pleasing for us cricket fanatics to watch for. And also that, Meg Lanning has called it quits in the international circuit. So she would come into this tournament with much lesser burden and, play her strokes freely. Although somewhere on the back of my mind, I feel that their loss in the last year final was purely because their team depended on her very heavily. If you look at the scorecard, it was only her who got going well. So I think it's crucial for her to spend a little time there and see how things would go by.
Yes, definitely. Meg Lanning is potentially one of the most reliable batters in the Delhi lineup. They have other batters, definitely, but they do not have another batter who is as consistent or as, you know, as experienced as her, who can take this ship to choppy waters and put a respectable score on the board, at least, even if there is a collapse at the top of the order or in the middle order. So, yeah, next is her opening batter, her partner in crime, Shafali Verma. So,
Yes,
Shafali
Shefali,
Verma.
absolutely. I think if you just look at the numbers here on the screen, that we have 252 runs and average of close to 32. But I think one of the most important numbers that we all talk about when we talk about Shefali Verma's batting is her strike rate. And if you see the strike rate of Shefali Verma in WPL 2023, it was upwards of 185, which was the highest in WPL 2023. So when you see Shefali Verma walking out to bat, you just want her to score freely, probably score at a strike rate of 200 or more than that. So that is the role that has been given to her by Delhi Capitals and also by the Indian women's cricket team as well. So just make the most of the power play, the first 6 overs, get Delhi Capitals to an extremely good start, and just completely demolish the opposition and just demoralize them. So again, I feel that will be the role again for Shefali Verma assigned to her by the Delhi Capitals. But going into this match against I feel that she's not coming from a very good form. If you would have seen the bilateral series that happened with Australia and England, Shefali Verma unfortunately could not get too many runs under her belt. So that will be one of the things that will be playing in Shefali's mind also. But that is where again role of Meglaning will be very important, and how she decides to talk to Shefali before they walk out in the middle.
Yeah, definitely. Shafali had a one good game. That was, I think, the first match of the series against Australia. And after that, she has been running a bit lean on form. Even on the domestic circuit, I think she's not had the best of seasons. She's had good performances, but we all know what Shafali is capable of, and she herself will be feeling that she must score some good runs. And yeah, as you rightly touched upon the point that demolish the opposition. So if we are after the power play, the score reads something as 75, 80 for one, the opposition goes into damage control mode. They're no longer looking for wickets, they're protecting runs, and that's when you can capitalize. Pratik, any inputs on Shafali?
Yeah, so all of us look at Shafali as that one player, the version of Virender Sehwag that we've seen. She's someone who comes up front and absolutely break the shackles, not worrying about anything much. So, I would still look for that team to give her the leeway to, go out and play her strokes there. She may be coming out of a rough patch, but the only way that, she's going to get into the habit of scoring runs eventually is only by getting her strokes out there. And as Julie even mentioned, she has a mentor on the non-strikers end in the form of Lanning. So that's not an issue at all for her.
Definitely. For Indian cricket's sake, let's hope Meg Lanning leads Shafali out of this lean patch per se.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Mumbai Indians had their fair share of all-rounders. Let's touch upon one all-rounder from the Delhi Capitals side, that is Marzan Khan. So, the South African all-rounder had a good season last time. She scored 177 runs and picked up 9 wickets and played a major role in Delhi eventually reaching the playoff stage. So yeah, Marzan Khan. Pratik, what would you like to tell us about Marzan Khan?
I think she comes with a great amount of experience. There cannot be a league in this world where she hasn't played per se. League spanning across the globe. She's come there, and she's shown as to why she's such a reputed player in this field. And her role as an all rounder, I feel, would be to just take things in a steady manner. The fact that she'll be playing with a number of youngsters out there, she'll also play the role of someone who will have to lead by example. So on that front, yeah, I'm looking forward to her today.
Yeah, I think apart from just being an all-rounder and stabilizing things in the middle order, she was a very crucial part of the bowling lineup last season. And she'd taken it includes a fifer too, I guess. It was against Gujarat, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so yeah, she is a crucial part of the bowling attack, and I think she could potentially end up sharing the new ball where she's the most potent and the most threatening with. So that is about the key players, and now I would like to move the expert part out of the show and bring in the fan point of view into the show. So we've all spoken that Meg Lanning retired. Meg Lanning hasn't been in touch with cricket. Meg Lanning, what will be her performance? Will she look in the same touch as she did last season? And let's not underestimate the Mumbai Indians bowling lineup right now. Mumbai Indians has some fiery pacers in their squad. So Meg Lanning has her task cut out for herself. So yeah, this has to be look one of the most important competitions within the competition that we'll be looking forward to. It has to be Meg Lanning versus Nat Silverbrunt and Pooja Vastrakar. So Meg Lanning has had her issues with the new ball. She's vulnerable to pace and movement of the ball up front. So, what do you think will be a crucial role that Nat Silverbrunt and Pooja Vastrakar play up front? Julie?
Uh, I think it will be important for both these pace bowlers to, have their line and length very much fixed for Meg Lanning, not give her too much of room, not allow her to score freely, and probably put her under pressure because we know that she played last international cricket. It was 2023 around this time. If I'm not wrong, it was Feb 26 when Australia played the T20 World Cup final. So it has been a close to a year that she has played international cricket. But she has, of course, featured for Victoria in the domestic cricket of Australia, and also she has played WPL. So she's not out of touch completely, but when you're playing, bowlers of international standards like Natsua Brunt and Pooja Vastrakar, you need to be upfront in your game. You need to be proactive with whatever you do. But here, despite the fact that I feel that these bowlers need to have their line and length very tight for Meglanning, I remember one of the matches when, if I'm not wrong, it was Renuka Singh Thakur who bowled a wide outside off stump delivery to Meglanning and asked Meglanning to play to her strength, which is the square cut. And Meglanning, she fell prey to that shot and she gave a catch straight into the hands of point. If I'm not wrong, Radha Yadav was standing there. So probably this could be another way, just to play with the ego of the batter, that I'll bowl to your strength. Let us see if you take me on. If Mumbai Indians is also able to adopt to that plan, because again Harmanpreet Kaur is the captain of India and also of Mumbai Indians. So let us see what are her plans against Meglanning.
Yes. Getting Meg Lanning in the power play would be a very crucial thing from a Mumbai Indians perspective, because once she makes it through the new ball, she's not going to spare any of the bowlers. So that will be a very crucial role that Nat Brandt and Pooja Vastakar, and let's not forget there are Izzy Wong and Shabnim Ismail in the wings too. They might be they might be a threat that Meg Lanning might have to negotiate with too. Uh, Pratik, would you like to add anything about this matchup?
I mean, the one thing for the Pacers to do against Lanning is, attack the stumps up front in the beginning and go for swing as well, even if it's over pitched and you're going to get pasted to the boundary. I would suggest them to, just pitch it up and look for movement in the pitch, because as we know, if you do not take calculated risks up front to get her wicket, once she's settled and the spinners come on and the pace gets a little more slower, you'd only see the ball disappearing into the tiny boundaries of Chinnaswamy. So it's for them to attack. And from Lanning's perspective, I guess that she needs to play a little more conservatively. The very fact that Shafali Verma is there out there in the other end, who is not going to spare the bowlers, and yeah, even her form does not matter. So yeah, this is my take on Lanning against the Spacers.
Yes. So that is from the fans' perspective. And now let's come back to the statistical point of view of the show, because yeah, it is eventually an analysis show. So our talking points for the day. So the talking points, we've all seen India's bilateral matches, some of the more prominent domestic games, even the WPL or the 100 for that matter of fact. Harmanpreet Kaur. Harmanpreet Kaur is our talking point, and her game versus spin. So Harmanpreet Kaur averages a astonishing 21.19 against the spin, which is far lesser than what she averages against the medium pacers and pacers. And one more fact about her is that out of the 7 dismissals last season, she was, I think, not out once or twice, and she did not come to bat in one game. Out of her 7 dismissals, she was dismissed by spin 4 times, which is more than 50%. So, Pratik, what would you like to add about this?
I mean, all of us have seen Harmanpreet struggle when there's lack of pace in the pitch, and when the ball is tossed up in the air. She's someone who loves the slog sweep towards curve corner, or her sweep shots, and it's her way to get the innings going. But it's also gotten her trapped in the front many times, be it LBWs or the ball completely missing the pads and going to hit onto the stumps. And somewhere I feel that she needs to make use of the V that is played towards long off, long on with the straight bat until she gets going. After which the big shots would eventually come. As we know, the surface here in Bangalore offers a lot for batsmen, so it's her strengths to play for rather than struggle against the spinners there. And she would also be up against two left arm spinners, uh, both whose dynamics differ, but the bowling arm is the same. So her principles to play straight needs to be solid today.
Yeah, she has had her fair share of problems facing spin, and definitely Radha Yadav and Jess Jonathan from the Delhi Capitals lineup is a matchup that we will definitely be watching out for. And I'm pretty sure we've all got frustrated watching India's matches where she's tried to slog sweep or lift the ball over a potentially leg slip position and got out there caught. So yeah, Julie, what would you like to add?
Actually, I would like to keep it very simple here. I think Harmanpreet Kaur needs to be just Harmanpreet Kaur herself. I don't know, she's trying to be somebody else, I feel, because when England and Australia toured India, I happened to be at the stadium. I watched all the matches from the stadium, and it was really disappointing to see the way Harmanpreet Kaur was playing. Because if you would remember, probably 10, 12 years back when she made her debut for India, she was that all attacking player. She used to hit straight up front, and she has that strength to clear any boundary in the world, I feel. But when a player like Harmanpreet Kaur chooses to sweep the ball as her defense, I don't think probably that is the right way to do. Probably a player like Jemima Rodriguez, who's more of a touch player, she's sweeping, I can understand. But a strength player or a power packed player like Harmanpreet Kaur, she's choosing to sweep, and that too of the balls that are in the line of the stumps, not outside of the off stump or leg stump, but in the line of the stumps. She cannot choose to sweep those balls. So I feel that Harmanpreet Kaur should just remind herself that what are her strengths and probably just play to her strengths, and I think everything will be fine. I think she's just
Yeah,
overthinking at the moment.
yeah, it's almost like you're watching a men's game and you are seeing Pollard just slightly nudge the ball toward a point fielder and take a quick run or something like that. That is not something which you would usually associate him with. You would back him to clear the boundary. So, and Harmanpreet struggles with the spin are increasing. Like in all the in the two bilateral series that we played against Australia and against England, in the six ODIs, she was dismissed by spin all six times. So this is definitely something she would want to be very careful about. And I think even if she does choose to take her time against the spinners, she can always capitalize against the other bowlers. So that was our first matchup for the day. And our second matchup, unfortunately, is again another Indian player who has not had the best times facing spin, and which is why very unconventional to say per se, because Indian players are always dubbed as some of the best players of the spin in the game. So this matchup from an Indian cricket perspective is a very astonishing fact. So yeah, Shafali against the spinners. Last time in the WPL, she was dismissed 8 times, and out of which 4 times was against the spinners, which is 50%. And she also averages 23.78 against the spinners, which is again astonishingly low because we know the game that she possesses and what she's capable of. So, Julie, what would you like to add about Shafali versus the spinners?
I think I'll not completely agree with these numbers, because I know the numbers are true, but that does not define her ability to play against the spin. Because if you see, Shefali Verma is an opening batter, and most of the times we see that the opening bowlers are usually the fast bowlers. So she tends to score against the fast bowlers. That is her job, to score tremendous runs in the power play. And probably when the opposition captain decides to bring on the spinner in the seventh over, that is the first over immediately after the power play, she again goes for the attacking shot and probably falls prey to the spinner. So I would look at that way, that she does not have any specific weakness against the spinner per se, but just the match situation and the conditions, tend to force us with these numbers. But probably we all know that she loves pace on the ball, and that could be one of the areas that she can work on playing against the spin, because Mumbai Indians, they are blessed with good spinners in Saika Ishaq, who may take the new ball as we had seen in WPL 2023. So that will be an important matchup between Saika Ishaq and Shefali Verma. And also, if MI chooses to play somebody like an Amandeep Kaur, who's a left arm wrist spinner, which I'm sure all of us, you, me, Pratik, we all will be excited to see that talent also. If that also happens, and how Amandeep, she bowls in the middle overs against Shefali, that will also be interesting, I feel.
Yes, a left arm wrist spinner is something very rare to come by in Indian cricket. Kuldeep Yadav being the only prime example of in current cricket. And Pratik, what would you like to add?
Again, I would like to keep it simple. If she's off to a great start, I don't think any spinner out there is, going to trouble Shafali. But talking from the perspective of how things have panned out for her, she's someone who, puts every ounce of her into the shot she plays. So I think Shafali needs to look and try to pierce the gap, because we've seen on multiple occasions she's been out pulling the shortest of deliveries, out there on mid wicket or even long on for that matter. So if those shots were grounded or in the gap, such circumstances wouldn't come. So it's important for her to leverage her power in the right areas, or just rotate the strike for the time being, and the occasional loose ones would eventually come by.
Yeah, and apart from that, Saika Ishak is not the only player that Shafali needs to watch out for. There's Amelia Kerr and Haley Matthews in the Mumbai bowling lineup too. So yeah, Shafali definitely has her task cut out for herself, and definitely as a Mumbai fan, I'm hoping she gets out early. But as an Indian cricket fan, I'm hoping she is able to, come up to the challenge and score plenty of runs, because definitely we all know Chinnaswamy is a batting paradise. The small boundaries, the flat wicket. If there's a player that is ever out of form, you ask him where you want to play, they'll definitely say, I want Chinnaswamy. So yeah, moving on to the pitch report, the very much anticipated Chinnaswamy Stadium, and we all know it's a batting friendly venue. The dimensions are small, the nature of the wicket is flat, but in the women's T20 eyes, the scores are astonishingly low at the Chinnaswamy Stadium, with the highest score only being 163, which came way back in 2016 when India took on Bangladesh there. So we've always dubbed Chinnaswamy to being a chasing ground or a chasing venue, but in 8 international matches, that is the women international matches that have taken place at the Chinnaswamy, 4 teams have won batting first and 4 teams have won batting second. So, what are your views on the Chinnaswamy Stadium, Pratik?
Um, as we know, Chinnaswamy Stadium and bowlers do not go hand in hand. It's just that how unfair it is for all the fiery fast bowlers, where even an outside edge could send them straight into the stands. But the pitch off late, has offered a turn and has even slowed down. So. I mean, we'll have to look for it today in the evening. And somewhere I feel even the toss plays a crucial role, because teams have won batting first four, and the ones who also chased have won four. But the fact that it's a small stadium, and you could always back yourself to score any score up there on the board. So I would feel that the winning captain would go out there and would want to bowl today.
And Julie, what would you like to add upon this?
Yeah, I feel that chasing could be a good idea. I think even Pratik, he might have agreed to this in his talk as well. Because if you see both these teams, Mumbai Indians and Delhi Capitals, and WPL 2023, the three matches that happened between these two teams, all the three matches were won by the teams that chased. So I think both these teams know that their each other's strength is chase. So probably the captain who wins the toss would like to probably field first. And given the fact that it is happening in Chinnaswamy, a small ground, you don't know how much target is going to be a safe one for you. So it is better probably you ask the opposition to bat first. Let them put as many runs as they want, because you are confident that any score is gettable at this venue.
Yeah, definitely. Chinnaswamy has to be arguably the one of the most easiest grounds to bat on, and it will always be that the team chasing will always have a comfort cushion. As you rightly said, that even all both the teams have their strengths while chasing, and even in the final, Mumbai Indians were chasing when they won, so there was no pressure of a score of on the board in the final. So both of these teams are very comfortable chasing. So yeah, pretty much rounds it all up. And so now I would like to ask you all your ideal playing 11s for today. Pratik, you'd like to go first?
Yeah, sure. Up with the Mumbai Indians, I would like to keep it quite simple. Have Yastika, Haley, NSB, and Amelia Kerr out there on the top. These batsmen come with loads of experience and have progressed well as as a top order together. And then I would like to include, the all rounders, Amanjot Kaur. Pooja Vastrakar, the fast bowler. All of us know how lethal she is with her pace and the susceptible lines she offers for her team. And to end it off with Humaira Kazi, Amandeep Kaur, Shabnim, and Jintimani Kalita. I feel this bowling lineup would act like a well balanced unit. The fact that Shabnim has played a lot of games, she's the veteran out there in the team, and she's someone who understands as to how the game progresses and at what a point in time you need to change your uh, acceleration and just steady the innings. So this is the Mumbai Indians squad for me.
And what about the Delhi Capitals?
About the Delhi, we know that they come with a very strong batting lineup. Their flavor of the Indian talent out there is immense. Starting off with Meg Lanning and Shifali Verma to open the innings. We've discussed enough as to how they complement each other at the top. And then we have Madison Cap, Jemima Rodriguez, and Annabelle Sutherland. So Annabelle has been a new addition into this team, and I feel that she's the one who's going to steady the middle order for Delhi Capitals out there and anchor the innings to make sure that she's there till the end and ensure that they get a good total up on the board. And then we've got Jess Jonason, Arundhati Reddy, Shikha Pandey, Tanya Bhatia, who would play as the wicket keeper, and Radha Yadav, the left arm orthodox spinner, who would also play a crucial role, in just tossing the ball up, tempting the batsmen to come out of their crease and play the big shots because of the stadium dimensions, as we've mentioned, and Titus Sadhu in the form of the bowler. So this is my 11 for Delhi Capitals.
Seems pretty much to cover all bases, Pratik. Julie, would you like to tell your playing 11 for both the sides? Let's start with MI. Uh,
Julie, you're
you,
muted.
you're muted, Julie.
I'm really sorry. So I think the team is quite common to what Pratik shared for Mumbai Indians. I think apart from Saika Ishak, I think Pratik did not have Saika in his team, if I'm not wrong. The rest of the team looks same. Even I am going ahead with Shabnim Ismail instead of Izzy Wong. And I feel that the fast and furious Shabnim Ismail will get a go because Mumbai Indians have shown some confidence. UP Warriors, she played for UP Warriors last season, but now Mumbai Indians have had her in her camp. So let us see if Shabnim Ismail gets the game. And again, I'm banking on they give chance to Amandeep Kaur as well, the left arm wrist spinner. Apart from that, I think the rest of the lineup seems similar to that of Pratik for Mumbai.
Yeah, clearly, Shabnam Ismail wasn't given enough of a chance to portray her prowess in the Indian subcontinent last year. She only featured in the three games, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and Julie, would you like to go ahead with your Delhi playing 11?
Think yes, for Delhi Capitals also, we had Alice Capsey in WPL 2023 playing almost all the matches for Delhi Capitals. But again, instead of her, I would prefer somebody like Annabelle Sutherland. She would be given a go. Again, she's coming from Gujarat Giants. The Delhi Capitals have chosen her. So if they have gone ahead with Annabelle Sutherland, I think for 2 crores, if I'm not mistaken, so you would want to play Annabelle Sutherland, and I think that will come at the cost of Alice Capsey. And Tita Sadhu, I think she will get a game because last season we saw that she was seen warming the benches. She did not get a single game for Delhi Capitals, but definitely she has learnt a lot because in the bilateral series which happened when England and Australia toured India in one of the press match conferences, she definitely highlighted the role of WPL 2023 in her success. And probably what has helped her to play well for India. So Titas Sadhu, I think, will play for Delhi Capitals, and the rest of the team, I think, is similar to what Pratik shared with us.
Definitely. Yeah, and apart from that, I'd like to add Annabelle Sutherland is the most expensive Australian player in the WPL. So yeah, I'm pretty sure she is going to get a game, but that's not for me to decide. So yeah, so I quickly give me your predictions for today. Who do you think is going to win, Pratik? Pratik muted. Pratik, you're muted.
Yeah, so what I was telling is I would back Delhi Capitals to come out all guns blazing. Their batting prowess up there on the top with the Indian flavor, I think, would complement well. So I would, if they're chasing, I would back them to chase even something like a 170 or 180 and go on top. So yeah, it's Delhi Capitals for me today.
What about you, Julie?
Yeah, yeah, I'm agreeing here with Pratik. Even I feel Delhi Capitals will come out blazing on all cylinders, and they would definitely want to seek revenge of that final of WPL 2023. Because if we remember the look that Meg Lanning had on her face when Shefali Verma's wicket fell very early, so that rage, we usually don't associate rage and Meg Lanning together, but I'm sure that Meg Lanning will be will have all her game, in place. She would want to beat Mumbai Indians. And also, just probably just on a lighter note, if you would have seen the last three matches, first match Mumbai Indians won, second match Delhi Capitals won, third match again Mumbai Indians won. So if you calculate by those permutation and combinations, I think it is time for Delhi Capitals to win this match.
Definitely. Yeah, Meg Lannick is usually not a one to show emotions on the playing field. And yeah, as you rightly pointed out, her getting furiated at Shefali's wicket was definitely not very Meg Lanning in that perspective. So yeah, let's I think that's all for today. And we'll see you all again on another episode of Female Cricket Live at every match day at 6 p.m. Thank you guys. Thank you to all the viewers for joining in. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.